Greetings from the dungeon. This is my first video, and I just want to show you a couple of customs and kind of give you a little bit of background about myself. My name is RG, and I just started collecting cars a few months ago, and really just kind of a quest to collect the cars that I think are really cool and the castings that I really have grown to love and can understand why this can become an obsession. And a very real interest in customization and trying to learn more and more about it. So I've done a lot of experimenting and just wanted to kind of show you some of the experimentation that I've been doing, as well as some of the things that I found out. And of course, there are so many videos out there, and it's just awesome customizers. I mean, you guys know who you are, and I've been following you guys for a long time, or at least the last 5 months, and seen some really cool, really cool customizers. And I can only think of a couple. Like Nesto's one of my favorites. Smooth Criminal, Sick Diecast, I think that's what it is. Guys that have kind of learned along the way, and you kind of see them learning as they go along, and it's really nice to see some of that. And I'm not much for tutorials. I'm more for being able to watch the tutorial and then try to mimic what the person has already discovered. So I'm kind of a copycat, but well, whatever. It's homage more than trying to steal or rob what someone else is doing. I definitely pay homage. And so with that being said, here's one of my first customs. This kind of has the, maybe it's not quite done. Maybe I could shoot a little bit of that bucket a little better, but it kind of has the, of course, the theme of Mad Max, and took a monster truck, and it was the zombie truck, if I remember right, and popped it off and put on the Hot Wheels 64 Lincoln Continental, and gave it a nice little jacked up look. And so this is, oh, I took the bucket off of a cheap little cat toy from Walmart. It's similar to this. Well, actually, it's the exact same thing. So took that bucket, popped it off there, glued it to the body. This is all glued down. I don't know where I found that wing. I can't remember what car I found that wing on, but I thought it'd be cool to clip it off and put it on there. So that's my first real attempt at customizing. And I've done some experimenting. Smooth Criminal kind of gave me a little bit of an idea about once you strip the car down to the bare metal, about even attempting to use a Sharpie. And he was talking about using a Sharpie on the wheels, where you would take the wheels and color them a certain color, and you get that Spectre flame look. And it really does. It really turns out really cool. I did several of my cars that way. But I thought, well, you know, what if I did the whole body? And so I tried that on this Mustang, which is my favorite casting of all time from Hot Wheels, the 65 Mustang Coupe. And I colored it with a Sharpie and put some clear on it. And it kind of turned out, you know, having you know, the streaky look, the grain look. But I don't know. I actually I like that. It's kind of weird, kind of different, which is exactly what I am, weird and different. So I tried it on a Dodge Dart, which I colored the body red, and actually started out to be a type of orange looking when I did this. And then I did the top and the scoop black, and then cleared it pretty heavily. And you can see some kind of streaking, and you can actually see where some of it dripped off onto the hood. And I thought, I'll leave that just for the hell of it. But this turned out pretty cool, and so just kind of like the way it's turned out. And I like a lot of you when you started out. A lot of my customizing that I have done, is just putting in tail lights and putting in headlights and kind of highlighting the door handle and the mirrors and things like that. Which really, the more you do that, it helps steady your hand. And also just stripping down the truck and clear coating or spraying it. And of course, red is my favorite color. So I've stripped down a lot of cars and just painted them bright red and then cleared them. This was the Camaro from the 50-year anniversary, which in my area, the Camaro's just been sitting on the pegs. That white Camaro. Sitting there. So I bought, 5 or 6 of them and did a wheel swap, painted it red. And here's one I painted yellow. Cleared it a little bit. Got a little bit of red stuck in it. There's my mistakes about being careful. Okay, so my Mustang project had to do with this 67 Ford Mustang coupe. This is my favorite casting. I can't say enough about this casting. I bought about 7 or 8 of these cars. I buy them every time they're out. As I do the Mach 1, the 70 Mach 1. I buy it every chance I get. Mustangs are my favorite. I can't get enough of them. And so my project was that I'm not a big fan of that front. You see that front there? I like it, but I don't love it as much as this front right here. That front is just words can't describe. So I thought I'm gonna cut off the front of this 70 Mach 1 because the back of it is just extremely cool. Extremely cool. And I have to be honest, I think it's cooler than this one, even though this is my favorite casting. The back of it. Overall, this is my favorite casting. So why not fuse the front of this to this and get a car with an awesome front and an awesome back, and of course paint it red. So with a little JB Weld, which has become my best friend. I use JB Weld on a lot of things. And I've since gone to this JB Quick. The JB Quick comes in 2-part. It sets up quicker, and you can actually mold it a little bit with your fingers while it's setting up. And I know the JB Weld's that way, but you gotta wait about 4 or 6 hours before you can do anything with it. It's pliable. So this is the way it turned out. And you can tell a little bit in the front of that hood there. But it's the 70 Mach 1 fused with the 67 coupe front. Of course, in beautiful red. Now you can see the only thing I've done to it so far is put the headlights in. Those headlights are something that I thought of, which was just blew my mind. I was actually in the row of the beads and the necklace making pieces, and I was looking for these glass seed beads that some of you guys have been talking about to put on your axles to keep your wheels rolling perfectly. And I have yet to try that, but I know it works because of how you guys have preached it. So in that row, I'm looking around, and I just happen to look over and I see these packages. It's called Crystal. It's by Cousin, and it's a bunch of these little bedazzle or whatever you want to call them, little jewels. And some of them in there, I was looking, I wonder if that's about the size of a headlight. So why not? It's real cheap. These are super cheap. So I bought a couple packs. That's actually the fusion of a couple of packs. So because those reds in there, I wanted to get those to see if maybe they fit on an ambulance as an emergency light or something. But those other little lights turn out to be so cool, and that just brings the headlights. Oh man, that just wakes them up. And I know it's round. I'm still looking for something that's rectangle, and Nesto really come up with something, you know, in his newest video. And if you haven't watched his newest video, I won't spoil it, so go watch Nesto's video and see what he come up with as far as front ends and headlights on his cars, and it just looks spectacular, awesome. But here's another example. Put in the headlight. Now it brought my Hudson Hornet Matchbox police car to life. Man, when I did that, I just couldn't believe the difference from going from that painted black to that headlight. It's almost like the car came alive. And I love that Hudson Hornet. I've got 3 of them. I got 2 of them out of the package, so I bedazzled those. And what else did I do? I did a couple of other cars. Oh yeah, my Johnny Lightning car. I put some of those on there. I don't know if it'll focus that close. But really turned out good. Now some of these other more professional jobs, like this 57 from the 57 Chevy M2 collection, they've already got them. They look good. But I did tried some on my Pontiac. Now those have the 4 headlights, so the one of those headlights has got to be, I think, yellow, doesn't it? Or no, maybe it's got to be another white. I've got to look into that for the GTO. This was just experimented with, and if it does, I'll just plop in another one right beside it. They're a little bit bigger than normal, but even Mattel and M2 will take a little bit of liberties with some of their cars. So that's it. Wanted to tell you guys how much I really appreciate finding the community of diecast. You guys are just awesome people, and I've watched a lot of your videos. I love them. I love you guys. I love all your different personalities. Really appreciate getting the chance to take part in a community like this, and I really appreciate if you like my videos to like them and subscribe, and I'll try to put out some more. And really humbled, and like I said, I really appreciate all of you guys. I mean, the Pooch man, you're a funny guy, man. I love all you guys. I love you all, and you're just all very unique, and you got the cool way about you. Appreciate you watching this video, and hopefully I'll get some more out. And I've got some interesting cars. I've got a little growing collection going here. So this is horribly amateur, and we'll learn as we go along. So appreciate you listening and watching, and I'll see you later.